everyone. Welcome to the Sackhoff Show. Thank you so much for joining us on this wonderful Tuesday. It is New Year's Eve, right, Jeph? I'm joined by my hostess with the mostest, co-hostess, Jeph. Is it New Year's Eve?
It is New Year's Eve, yeah. I mean, it's December 31st.
What are you doing on New Year's Eve?
I'm here. I'm glad this isn't happening, though, like the day after New Year's, because then, I don't think anybody would be up for our live chat.
It's true. It's very true.
Yeah.
I wear Christmas sweaters until January 1st, FYI, just so
this
you
is the
are
last
aware.
Day.
It's my thing.
Right.
I like to take advantage as much as possible, considering the fact that it only happens once a year.
It's true. It does, famously.
Yeah, famously it does.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to do this episode. I'm really excited for our listeners to recap 2024. I think it was an amazing year, and I'm really excited that we're still doing this. Because I don't know if I've ever said this to you, but Robin and I said that we would give it to the end of the year and we would see if the show was making any money. And if it wasn't, we would have to stop doing the show.
Well, so that's our first best of, is the show is making money now.
I think we're still in the red.
Yeah.
But
we're getting there.
We can see the Black Sea
right.
in front of us. We're not necessarily in the green yet, but we can see black, which is nice.
It's getting there. I think we should probably properly tell people what this episode is, because normally at this part of the show, I'm not here. You say some nice things, and then we go to a guest.
It's true.
So you've already hinted at it, but what are we doing today?
We are actually doing a best of the Sackhoff Show 2024.
That's
I'm really
true.
excited. That is what we're doing. And Jeph is joining me the entire time. We're going to talk about the best clips of the year, the ones that did really well. We're going to talk about our favorites. We're going to talk about, I think Jeph said he's got some show stats. I've got a thing to show the fans I'm super excited about. So I'm going to whip that out. It's not my boobs. So if you're in the car driving, it's okay. You're not going to miss out.
And it's not Robin's penis either.
It's true. It's true. But I'm really excited for this. I think it's been a really great year. I think that the show we've sort of started to figure out exactly what it is. And, we reinvented ourselves halfway through the year. And I think that people have found us and that we're just continuing to grow, hopefully.
Do you think, because last week was our Christmas episode, do you think, one, people are sick of me yet? And two, do you think they miss Robin right now?
He is cute.
Yeah, it's true.
I think that people are probably, people love the Hindsights, Jeph. They really do. All 12 of them.
I know. My 12 biggest fans.
So I don't know. I think that people it's nice to have a break. It's nice to give the fans of the show that are here every week a little gift, I guess, and give us a break of trying to get episodes out. Although we've got some good ones for 2025.
Oh, yeah, I'm really
excited.
We do have some good ones coming up. Speaking of changing the show up, that's where I wanted to start if you wanted to talk about it a little bit. Like, that was sort of the big thing for you just in the podcast in general that happened this year was you got the opportunity to meet me, which is must have been great for you this year.
It was really great. It was the highlight. Like, if I was going to talk about highlight reels, that would be like meeting Jeph Porter would be like at the very top. No, truthfully, it was, I started the show, as so many viewers and listeners know, with a very dear friend of mine, Christian Harloff. And it became very clear to me very quickly that Christian was too busy. And he knows this. He works so hard and he works tirelessly on his show, and as he should. So with us moving to Oregon, it just became untenable to continue to work together. And so the idea was to go to audio only. which everybody was like, what are you doing?
Not everybody, but
not everybody. That's when I met you guys. And Rob, I just want to remind you what Rob famously said.
Rob, who is my business partner.
Rob famously said, Dax Shepard will never go to video.
I was as shocked by that as Rob was, I think, because I mean, that's just outside of your show. That's just been like a big change in the podcast world. Like when Rob and I started Rabbit Grin, the production company, we were doing all audio only, and we had one show that wanted to do video, and it was kind of like, all right, I think we can do that, but we never thought it would be that way. And now we have about 6 or 7 shows that we produce, and only one of them is audio only now.
Yeah. So, and for those people that don't know, Rob is the producer of Armchair Expert, correct?
Yeah, correct.
And Natalie, who is one of our producers, is Rob's better half.
Yes, Rob's wife, who works for Rabbit Grin and produces and keeps everything in line.
Exactly. And I found you guys through Michael Rosenbaum. I called Michael and I said, what are you doing that I'm not doing? Like, I feel like I haven't figured something out with this. And he said, you need to talk to my guy. So I talked to him and he said, you got to talk to these guys. And that's how I found you, Rob, and you, and Natalie. It was a really interesting thing to sort of like take that leap and believe in the show, because it required me and Robin to sort of sit down and have a real conversation about, where do you see this going? Do you actually see it working? Do you enjoy it enough to actually see it through? Because we're not going to continue to spend this money if you're going to quit.
Yeah.
And so we had to have those real conversations about it. And that's when I sort of looked at him and I said, I love doing this. And I just need people around me that remove a lot of the stress in the work. Because I was panicking about getting episodes out on time. I was editing episodes the day before they came out. I was underwater, as was Robin. And so that's how we found you.
Yeah, and we're happy that you did, because, this has been a lot of fun. I've been a fan from afar for a long time, so it's been great to get to know you and work on this. It's been exciting. It's been good.
I think it's really funny, though, how you brought up in the last episode, the Christmas episode, that I've sort of ruined TV for you now.
Not all of TV, but TV that you're a part of.
I feel like I'm gonna go and just start booking all the shows that you love to watch, so you can just hear my voice all the time. It's gonna drive you nuts.
That is not something I'm gonna root against, because I'd love to see you get more work. But at the same time, please, God, no. That did happen to me we do 2 shows with Seth Meyers, and I had like a week where I was like editing, like reviewing and doing things on both of these shows. And I went to the park to take a walk because I was like, I just need to get away from work. And Spotify has these scripted podcasts that are Batman podcast ones. And I've been wanting to listen to them for a long time. And I walk in the park and I put one on my headphones, and the first voice I hear is Seth Meyers, because he's like in one of these. And I was just like, oh my God, I can't escape it.
Oh my God. Well, you and Natalie sent me a video of their, I think it's their son. And he was saying, I want Katee back. She was like, what? And obviously she's listening to me in the background so much that he knows my voice now. And he was like, no, bring her back. It was really funny.
It was very cute. So we went back to video, working out great.
We went back to video.
But we had another milestone. I believe this is where you're going to whip something out for us.
Yes, I'm going to whip something out for you. And it was supposed to be a surprise. And it came to the door. And Robin was like, no, I wanted to bring this out on the Christmas episode.
Oh.
And then we forgot.
Oh. Well,
so
here we are.
Do you remember your first subscriber? It's probably my mom. Do you remember your 100th or your 1000th? Chances are you do. And we know that you'll definitely remember your 100,000th subscriber. Your fans may have found you while searching YouTube, learned about you through a friend, or maybe you showed up as a recommended video. No matter how they came to your channel, your audience stayed and their numbers increased because of you and the community you've built. We're proud to honor your impressive milestone, if you pay for it, of reaching 100,000 subscribers with the Silver Creator Award. Congratulations! And we know that you have many more stories to share with your community, blah, 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 fucking blah. Neil Mohan, YouTube CEO. Katee Sackhoff for passing 100,000 subscribers twice. Although we don't have a second one, but this is just passing 100. You guys.
But did that happen? Did the 100,000 happen this year also?
No.
I would say that happened a while ago. Yeah. But now we're at double that.
We're at double that. I'm going to put this right here.
Yeah.
Just for shits and gigs.
And we're gonna get another one to put up there too.
So I think the next one, I said to Robin, I said, "Where's our 200,000 one?" And he goes, "You don't get one for 200,000. You got to get to 1 million or something like that." And I was like, "Oh fuck, that's gonna take a while."
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there.
We'll get there.
Speaking of, I have some stats if you want to listen. That's what people come here for, is numbers and statistics.
They do. And tax code.
And tax code stuff. So you've had a YouTube channel for a long time. I went back and looked. I mean, you've had a YouTube channel since like 2010 or something like that.
Yeah. Imagine if I had started the podcast then.
I know, you would have been all over it. But it is funny to look at old YouTube videos because we didn't really know what YouTube was back then. There's like some videos there of you answering fan questions or something like that. And what's funny about them,
Q&As.
Yeah, is they were broken up into like 5 parts, but each video is like a minute long or something, like a minute and a half, 2 minutes long. And that time of YouTube, we were like, well, people aren't going to watch more than 2 minutes of content. So
it's true. It's true. Back in 2010, when I started the YouTube channel or whatever it was, you put like minute videos out because you're like, that's all people want. Mm-hmm. And now we're putting out like 2-hour videos.
Yeah.
And they still only want a minute. 10 minutes.
No, we're up to like 7 or 10 minutes on our watch time.
I think we're at like 12. Some episodes were at 12, some were at 9.
Which is pretty good for average watch time. I mean, that's not saying everybody only watches 12 minutes. That's again, it's an
pretty
average.
Good. And
it's pretty good.
The Clips channel exists for a reason. So, if people have a short attention span or they just sort of want to like see some like the best of certain episodes, they can go to the Clips channel. So, we're something for everyone.
So between you launching your channel in the year 2019, you put out 62 videos. That's in almost a decade. You did 62 videos.
Wow.
And those are all varying different kinds of videos, from the Q&A to just random things. You started to ramp things up a little bit. In 2019, you did 14 videos. And I think 2019 and then into 2020 is when you were kind of getting more into trying to make the YouTube channel a thing, and you're doing more of these involved videos, because in 2020 you put out 32 videos.
Ooh.
And then something happened where I think you got sick of it. Because in 2023 you put out 9 videos.
Yeah, we got busy. We had a daughter in 2021.
Yeah, you can kind of chart your life here a little bit. But in 2024, this year, you put out 55 total videos.
Holy crap. We put out 55 videos this year?
That's episodes, actually. I think if you count like clips, I wasn't counting clips and stuff like that. When it's a combination of Sackhoff Show and blah, blah, blah stuff, you put out 55 episodes of a podcast in 2024. 15 of those were blah, 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 and 36 were Sackhoff Show.
Wow. So we've officially surpassed double of the Sackhoff Show than we were with blah, blah, blah. Interesting.
You almost in 1 year, almost put out as many videos as you put out from 2010 to 2019. Almost. So you certainly ramped up. This year you gained 60,000 subscribers.
Awesome.
And you've had 4.4 million views just this year.
Yeah, this is I think that our total views are something obscene. Like, I mean, it's obscene to me, but I think it's like 900 million minutes or something weird.
Maybe. So it's been you've grown a lot this year, I think. You've had this channel obviously for a long time. Coming up on 15 years of having a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Served various different purposes, but clearly this year it feels like you've focused in on something, and this is now becoming the main focus of the channel.
I think so. You know, I do believe our audio numbers are still continuing to grow as well, because we are available on Spotify. So I know there are, you know, a lot of people
Apple
also listening on just Spotify right now and are like, fuck YouTube. And which is totally cool. And I never wanted to let go of that, because I love audio podcasts. I don't watch podcasts. I don't have enough time to watch anything other than Miss Rachel. Like, if it's, you know, or Moana. I've seen it so many times.
It's just for you too, not with your kids, right? Just you.
Yeah, exactly. I you know, I love podcasts, and right now I'm listening to F1 Beyond F1, which is really awesome. I love it.
Surprisingly, I didn't put any F1 stuff in this outline.
And so, but I love listening to audio only, so I never want to let that go. I always want to, you know, have a space on YouTube and also have that audience be satisfied. With Masterclass, you can learn from the best to become your best. It's the only streaming platform where over 200 of the world's best share their insights and expertise. And the best part, it's affordable. For just $10 a month with an annual membership, you get unlimited access to every instructor on the platform. You can watch classes on your phone, computer, smart TV, or even listen in audio mode, which I love. And these aren't just any classes, they're transformative. I've been so inspired lately by Halle Berry's podcast, The Magic of Menopause, and I absolutely loved Lewis Hamilton and Jay Shetty's sessions. They each bring such unique perspective to the table. Right now, I'm especially excited about Emily Wine's class on wine. Her approach to understanding and enjoying wine is making me appreciate it on a whole new level. And I have to tell you, I've always been a bit of a wine enthusiast, but Emily Wine's class has me so excited to dive deeper. It's not just me. Did you know that 88% of members say the platform has made a positive impact on their lives? That's because the learning goes beyond the classes. It's about gaining tools you can use in real life, no matter your goals. Right now, our listeners get an additional 15% off any annual membership at masterclass.com/Katee. That's 15% off at masterclass.com/Katee. Masterclass.com/Katee.
So let's talk about some of your top episodes from this year. Your number one episode is with Sam Witwer. Do you have any idea why that would be your number one episode?
So I think the thing that we've realized, which we knew, but I think we've realized this is very important for our audience, is the Venn diagram. And I think that Sam crosses over every single aspect of my career. From Battlestar to Star Wars to voiceover work to, I mean, he's literally the gaming, like he's all over all of it. And I also think that Sam is a wealth of knowledge about Star Wars. And when he talks, people come out to listen to him.
That was one of the first episodes I listened to when you first reached out to us about doing this show, because I just went to go see what was the most popular even back then and listen to it. And I've always had an interesting relationship with the fan stuff, with this stuff. Like, I'm a fan of all of this work, but I've never really been the person that gets deep into the background of this stuff. So I didn't really know who Sam was. But I still found it a very interesting conversation because he's obviously talking about a lot of stuff that I like. So he's our number one, or your number one. I had nothing to do with that episode.
You know what? I want to have him back on.
Yeah, I mean, might as well.
I want to talk to him about the Star Wars video that he did.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen this?
I haven't seen this.
Jeph, I need to send this to you. It's on YouTube. It is called 765874 Unification.
Oh, yeah. He did that? So that's a Star Trek video.
It's Star Trek. He played Kirk.
I have watched this.
Did you know it was Sam Witwer?
I had no idea. See?
So go watch it again, or go to Sam Witwer's Instagram first. Watch him morph himself into William Shatner and Kirk, and then go back and watch Unification again. And tiny little detail, Dave Blass, who is a dear friend of mine, Dave Blass was the set designer for Longmire. That's how I met him. And he is the set designer for Picard and for, he did the set design on this. He's a genius.
So that's crazy because I watched the short.
Yeah.
And I just assumed that Kirk was all CG. Is it not?
No, it is Sam Witwer.
Wow.
That's incredible. Sam Witwer. I want to have him and Carlos Bena on because he directed it. And I would love to talk to them about that whole process. So
same.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. Pretty cool little short. Second most popular episode is your good friend Tricia Helfer.
Doesn't surprise me at all.
Well, I think people just really enjoy the two of you, not only because of the Venn diagram we were talking about, but because you guys have a long documented history of being just really good friends and doing cool things together. And I think people just like your dynamic together. Yeah.
And that's the thing that I love and why I cherish our relationship so much is that it hasn't always been easy. Mm-hmm. You know, I find that true friendships and true friends don't hold back the truth when they disagree or something needs to be talked about. And it's happened on both sides. And our friendship always survives. So then you cherish the friendship. You know, it's almost like two sisters. Like it's you know, there'll be moments where I drive her crazy. There's moments where she drives me crazy. Mm-hmm. But, you know, you're never going to not be in each other's lives because we just love each other so much. Yeah. And she makes me laugh more than anybody. You know, like she and I can laugh for hours. And it's just, it is fun to age with her because we're both doing so very reluctantly.
but gracefully.
Yeah, exactly.
I think we should have her back even just for small bits and pieces here and there. Like maybe she should come in on a Hindsight sometime if we have a particular guest that we want some commentary on. I think so too. You know, I think that, you know, at one point she and I talked about doing a podcast together. Mm-hmm. And it was just too difficult. We don't live in the same place. You know, I live in Portland. She lives in Georgia. And we were like, how the hell do we even make this work? You know, you and I don't live in the same place and we make it work. We don't. It's true. And then we're like, what the hell do we talk about? Like, you know, it's hard to make a interview show work with two hosts. Mm-hmm. I think sometimes, like sometimes I listen to the Smart List podcast and I get lost because there's so many voices. Mm-hmm. And so I don't know, maybe that's just my own opinion, but we just couldn't figure it out. So I just did it on my own. I think people would listen, just the two of you chatting and laughing and making each other laugh. Probably. It's been proven. With that episode. You know, I think that we were talking about the clip of me and Trisha in the Tesla making it fart after her colonoscopy, which I think is the funniest thing ever. But that is our friendship. Like, and why would I do that to her? Because it's fucking funny. Yeah. It's funny. She was half drugged up still. All she wanted was food. She'd just gotten a colonoscopy. Yeah. And the Tesla has a farting app in it. Why would I not record that for posterity? Come on. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I stopped and got stuff. I'll go get some more mine.
The f*** was that? What the f*** was that? Does it ever get old? How much was this? 20?
Which
40?
one?
The food you got me.
Oh, God, don't worry about it.
I'm gonna get you.
No.
Was it 20? Jesus Christ.
Okay, I'll turn it out now. Okay. Okay, now I'm done.
I'm just going to run down the rest of these so we don't have to talk about every single one of them. But your third, do you want to take a guess who your third is? Your third most popular?
Jewel Staite.
Not quite. She's on there, but not quite. It's Michael Rosenbaum.
Is it Rosie? That also doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
You know, Rosie has such a big fan base.
Yeah. I mean, and you guys talk about Venn diagram again. I mean, even though you guys haven't necessarily worked together, you do cross over in the DC universe thing. So
we did work together, Jeph. He was my first on-set kiss in 1998 on Zoe, Duncan, Jack, and Jane.
Well, I stand corrected. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Frakes is after him.
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan Frakes, which was a very popular episode for us.
Great episode. Brent Spiner's coming on.
I'm excited about that. We're going to just move through the whole Next Generation cast.
That's my plan until they hire me.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to that. Ming Na next.
Yeah.
Great episode. We'll get back to that one because there's some stuff to talk about for that.
It's a funny one.
Then Jewel Staite.
Yeah.
Then Glenn Howerton after that.
Yeah.
Then Danielle Panabaker after that.
Yeah.
Then Mary McDonnell.
Yeah.
And then Jamie Bamber.
Yeah.
And that's your top 10.
There's a sci-fi contingent of like, I think it's pretty clear who my audience is when you see what the top episodes of our show are.
I mean,
Glenn is a wild card.
Yeah, so Glenn is the only one, but I mean, when you recorded his episode, that was still when I believe the Always Sunny podcast was still running.
It was.
Podcast stopped during the strike.
It did. And I believe they wanted to continue that podcast, but it was, what's his buzz? Just too busy.
I think that was the problem with all three of them. I mean, I work on a podcast that has 4 hosts that are very, famous people, and trying to get them scheduled is a constant nightmare. So I get it. So yeah, that's your top 10 of the year.
Wow. It doesn't surprise me. We just need more sci-fi guests.
I mean, listen, I'm not going to complain. And I do encourage people to listen to the episodes that aren't sci-fi guests, because some of them are some of the most compelling, interesting conversations you're going to have. But I totally get that sometimes people doesn't automatically click with them.
Yeah. I mean, especially we talked about my favorite episodes to partake in. And not that they've all been wonderful. I think the only one that we said was hard was the Lucy one, because she was very clearly trying to promote something and only wanted to talk about that. And that was, which I understood, but I found it hard to sort of navigate that conversation. But my favorite conversations, the Paulina Periscova conversation is still one of the most, I think, poignant conversations that I've had on the show. I think it mattered, and I hope people find that episode.
Yeah, go back and listen to that one. The conversation is very moving and very important. And then in the hindsight, we talk a lot about diarrhea. So
we do. It's really fun. We talk about death and then diarrhea. So it's like death and taxes,
It's everything.
And we might even talk about taxes, I think.
Yeah.
Death, diarrhea, and taxes. The 3 Ds. 3 Ds.
There's a new shirt. That's a merch that 2025, we're going to get some merch. And
actually, that's a T. Taxes is a fucking T. I'm so tired. It's not a D. Daxes. We just got back from. We've got 2 very jet lagged little babies right now, and our son is teething. And our daughter's teething was very easy because she's got like my teeth, like my little baby chiclets. Our son has Robin's teeth. Robin has a very big smile, and he's got big teeth. And so he's got these teeth that I can just like, they look like they're gonna, I mean, last night he screamed bloody murder from like 3:30 to 4:15 when we finally gave him Tylenol, because we were like, I think he's teething.
Oh boy. It's like, you ever seen the movie Addams Family Values?
Yes.
I love that movie. And secretly, 2 of my favorite movies ever are Addams Family and Addams Family Values. But there's a line in Addams Family Values. I think we talked about that last week.
We did.
We? Yeah. There's a line in Addams Family Values where they go, oh, he's got his father's eyes. And they go, well, what's he doing with those? And they take him away from him.
Oh God, so stupid.
Do you want to watch some clips of some of your better moments from...
I mean, we might as well.
Yeah. I want to start with a bang. Probably the clip that made the most noise this year. And you are very defensive in it. So I'm going to play this clip now. If this works out, you should see and hear it. So let's see if this works.
I already know what it is. I have to ask you.
Yeah.
Because I need to clear something up for the fans, because nobody believes it and it drives me crazy.
Yeah.
This scene with Luke Skywalker, we were both there.
Yeah.
Who were you told it was?
Oh, I knew it was Luke.
Stop it.
How could you not? The glove, the lightsaber.
She's so confident.
The R2-D2 that they painted like frickin' green when it... I'm like, I just turned to John and Dave. I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This is, what did they call it?
It was Plo Koon.
Plo Koon, yeah.
You didn't believe that. I believed them.
Oh, no, not for a second. I'm like, come on. I'm like, are you kidding? It's R2-D2. They're like, no, it's not. I'm like, yes, it is. They're like, no, it's not. I'm like, stop it.
He was painted green and red.
They would not, they would not
tell you.
No. But I knew. That's why I was like, freaking out.
I didn't know till I saw it.
Freaking out.
Show up.
Stop.
I did not know it.
What?
Until.
What?
Like, because, so think about it. I come in, I am not given full episodes. I'm given my scenes.
Yeah.
Because I'm not like a person. So I'm
given. Stop it there. There's something that made me laugh a lot about forcing you to watch that again. Just your face.
It's so funny to me because people think that I'm legitimately like upset about it. And I'm like, you guys, I'm a really good actor.
What I would ask right now is if our editor can just quickly show a screen grab of what your face was like while watching that. Because you were just like... Because this isn't just... I did a little research on this that I wanted to get into to defend you.
Thank you.
Okay. And also, in my research, I've seen that it's not like this is the first time this came up in your life. This has been asked of you on other interviews, things you've brought up before. So I went back and I watched the scene.
Yes.
Because I wanted to really figure out how much you were involved in this scene. Because as we've established, and as everybody knows, I would think, nobody on set was talking about this. Like, the script literally said Plo Koon. Like, there's a behind the scenes thing on Disney where they're talking about this and they show the actual script in it. It just says Plo Koon, right?
Yeah.
In there. So nobody's talking about it. In this same behind the scenes thing, you can see the R2-D2 and he is green. Mm-hmm. Like, the blue parts are green, but then when you watch the actual clip, they've clearly recolored it in post to make it blue. Yes. So there's even, and there's a million of those little R2 units in Star Wars.
We've seen red ones in what is there in an Andor? There's a red one or something like that.
There's a red one in Andor. There's a red one in A New Hope in the very first Star Wars movie.
Yes, thank you. They're all over the place. So it's not like if a pink one showed up, I'd be like, oh, there's R2-D2. No, I'd be like, oh, cool, it's a pink one.
The other thing was, there are shots of you looking at a screen where you see Luke with the lightsaber, but I'm assuming that what you're actually looking at is either a blank screen or a green screen or something like that, that they are then superimposing all that footage on later. Right.
Yes. The only thing that people are like, how did you not know, was because I say an X-Wing.
Which
but I don't know is totally why fair. One solo X-Wing would have made me go, oh, it's Luke Skywalker.
And we've seen, at this point up into the show, we've seen X-Wings before. I mean, Carson Teva flies an X-Wing. We've seen X-Wings, and I was trying to remember through the first time I watched this scene too. And at what point did I put it together, And the X-Wing was not it. Because also we'd already met Ahsoka at that point.
Yes.
So when you see somebody come in with the lightsaber on an X-Wing.
With the fight.
Yeah. When in the watching the show, when you see the green lightsaber, you kind of start to get it, and then you see the gloved hand, but that's when you're watching the show. But from your perspective, well, one question I had was, so I assume when you were shooting that, were you in the volume? Like, was everything outside? Like, were there stars outside, or was it a green screen?
There were stars outside. So, like, we saw the X-Wing fly by. That was all previs. And we were in the room, but we were in the room. I think I was also shot in that scene. Wasn't I shot in that scene? I don't fucking remember.
At the moment that I was watching it, I couldn't tell because I just watched that moment.
But regardless, so the actor came in with the R2 unit.
Who was not Mark Hamill, by the way.
No, it was not Mark Hamill. It was an actor who I'd spoken to that day, and he told me he was playing Plo Koon.
Which he probably thought as well.
He had dots on his face.
Yeah.
So, it never occurred to me, and he was standing there with a glove. So what?
Yeah.
Like,
also a long dark robe. Jedis always wear robes.
Well, they all wear robes.
Yeah.
Like,
it's not the biggest deal.
It's not, no. So I think it's hysterical. And I think it's funny that people think I'm legitimately angry about it. I'm not angry about it. I think it's hysterical. Because I think even if they told me it was Luke Skywalker, I would have been like, whatever. No, it's not. Like, I don't think I would have believed him.
Yeah. Well, I have just a little bit more evidence because I did a little deep dive on this. So I counted how many shots you're actually in during this sequence because I know a little bit about filmmaking. And when they're shooting coverage of Pedro and Grogu and Luke, you're not in those shots. So likely you're not even on set when they're shooting that stuff, right?
No, I don't think Pedro was there that day. Maybe he was there that day. Maybe Pedro was there that day.
Either way, because he takes his helmet off to say goodbye to Grogu. Hands him to Luke. All that stuff is shot with only the three of them in shot. There's actually only 3 shots that you appear in that sequence. Once Luke enters, one of them is a wide shot. And this is the only piece of evidence that I think people could hold against you. It's the only one where Luke walks in. It's over the shoulder. You don't see his face. And you can see the reflection of a green lightsaber in Pedro's armor. And Pedro's not Pedro. He's got the helmet on at that point. The helmet on. That's the only shot that you actually are in a shot with Luke.
Right. And he wasn't actually there. Yeah. So I don't know. And then the lightsabers aren't.
Yeah.
I don't think they're actual lightsabers. Like, it's not like when I work, I'm working with the actual dark saber.
There's some kind of light reflection happening there that they did it. So that's the only thing I think people could ding you on. But it's also like Star Wars is long established that Luke's not the only person with a green lightsaber.
Well, and that is the other argument that I always had. Like, it's not like he's the only one who's got a green lightsaber.
Yeah.
So
anyway. Either way, I think you're well within the margin of error to have not thought about it. And also, you've previously told me, wasn't Robin and were your parents on set too?
My dad was on set. Robin was on set.
Yeah. So you had a lot going on.
Neither one of them, like, They didn't get it.
I mean, I don't think I would have gotten it either. Like I said, watching it took me until the very last minute to really believe that that's who it was. And I was seeing the stuff you weren't seeing. So,
because I was watching it, and as I was realizing what was going on, I was literally going, wait a second. Wait a second. Robin, wait a second.
Yeah.
Like that, I was like, my brain, I felt like I was being pumped.
Did you think that they tricked you, or did you think that they changed their mind at the last minute? Or?
Oh, no, I knew that we were kept in the dark. In that moment, I was like, oh, God, they're good. Dave.
Yeah, it's funny.
Dave.
All right. So our next clip that I want to pull up is something that we've talked a lot about on this show. It's come up a lot, and I think it's understandable why. I'll play a little bit of this clip. It's like 2.5 minutes, but I won't play the whole thing.
Okay. Do you get any like backlash or negative comments when you post sexy photos online?
From women.
Yeah. Isn't that fucking crazy?
Well, it just sort of makes you sad, because it's like, what's going on with her that she feels the need to say something negative about another woman? Like, how bad is she feeling about herself and her own, womanly sexiness, whatever you want to call it? There's something there that's broken for her. So honestly, it doesn't bother me. My favorite is when people say things like, you're a mother. You're a mother, and you shouldn't be posting sexy photos because you're a mother. And I feel like saying, like, do you think I'm like the Virgin Mary? Or like, how do you think I became a mother?
I still, it still makes me laugh, because this is one of the things that I think shocks me the most. Well, I can't say that. It is one of the things though that surprises me quite a deal. About the internet.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those problems on the internet that seems like it's never going to go away. And I think, unfortunately, one of those things that women just are always going to have to deal with on or off the internet, I think. But
there's a lot of pious people out there. And there are a lot of people, especially now, that feel validation in their belief that women maybe got a little too much freedom.
They're so free that they can post whatever they want on the internet.
God forbid. And that, you have children and you're still sexy. God, I hope I'm still sexy, or I'd lose my husband.
Well, I don't know about that.
Well,
I think you have...
No, but you know what I mean? Like, what I mean is that, like...
Yeah.
I don't want a relationship with my husband where he's only my best friend as I get older. I don't want that. I want a relationship where my husband looks at me 20 years from now and still thinks I'm a piece of ass. Like,
respectfully.
I mean, even not respectfully, Jeph. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm his wife. Right. He's allowed to, like, not respectfully think about me.
Within certain boundaries, I would assume.
Within certain boundaries.
There needs to be some respect there in general.
Of course. My husband respects me probably more than anyone. But you know what I mean? Like, I always want to look at my husband and think he's really good looking. And granted, like, we age and things change and things shift, and our relationship will morph and it will have waves to it. But I think that I hope I'm always sexy, and I hope that to him. And if I feel like posting a sexy picture, like, he's my biggest fan. He's like, damn, you look good. Yeah.
Well, it's come up in other conversations as well. Like, you've expressed it in general. I think you have a strong interest in just women aging in general, and how it came up in the Paulina episode. It came up in the Mary McDonnell episode. Like, it's something that seems important to you, or at least of interest to you, and you seem to have in your life women who you take as role models in that aspect.
Yeah, it's incredibly important to me. I think it's there is one certainty in life as a woman. If you live a full life and you live into your 70s, your 80s, your 90s, whatever, you will go through menopause. Your body will change. You will go through what is arguably like puberty all over again. And you will come out different. And there is a way to fight that. There's a way to embrace it. There's a way to, sort of go down the middle and I don't know. And I think that not that I'm there, but I can see it. And so I'm always very curious how women continue to feel that sexiness and that youthfulness and that thing when they're in their 40s and they're seeing their bodies start to change and their hormones changing and things like that, and how they're combating that, because it's something that we all go through and I can see it. You know what I mean?
Do you think you face a different kind of pressure because of the industry you're in and the expectations you're under? Like, I think women in general are under a lot of expectations, but like historically there's a lot of that's tied to like your financial viability and stuff like that.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's a lot more pressure. My livelihood is attached to the characters I have the ability to portray based on my aesthetic.
Yeah.
And so, there is an aspect of me that is concerned about it. But at the same time, like we've talked about this when I've gotten a little too much Botox, my face moves a lot. It's what I do. It's who I am. It moves so much. I feel like Claire Danes and I are separated at birth. And I need that faculty for my craft. And so there's only so much I can do to combat that. I can, like I said, I do selective Botox, things like that. But there is only so much I can do, and I've always played, I feel like, really grounded characters. And I think if I showed up and looked 25 when I'm 50, people would be like, what is she doing? It just wouldn't feel authentic to who I've always been. But
is that even possible to look 25 when you're 50?
Ask J-Lo, man. I don't know what she's doing.
That is true. She's got on that.
Fuck, man.
Yeah. Did you hear about that? This is a bit of a tangent, but do you know that guy? I can't remember his name right now, but he's like on this quest to like not die.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of them. The like biohackers or whatever.
Yeah, this guy is like injecting.
Trying to be 18.
Yeah, he's like injecting his son's blood into him. It's like, I'm like, that's a little bit of a weird line to cross.
Yeah.
Especially when like your child's underage, and I mean, it's like,
I don't know. You want to know what's really sad about that? Like if he comes to the end of his life, and it legitimately is the end of his life, I wonder if he's going to be like, man, fuck, I just wasted my entire life trying to not die. And here I
wasted 1,000 years trying not to die.
You know, like, I don't know.
Well, that's the whole thing. I mean, this is a tangent away from women aging, but people who want to live forever, I think, are living a lie, because even if you can live 1,000 years, like I used to have this argument with a friend about, not an argument, more of a discussion. Like if you could live an extended life, like thousands of years, would you actually want to live that long? Or would there be an outer limit on how far you want to live?
Man, I think I would want to live that long.
Right. But how long is how long? Like 1,000 years or 10,000 years?
I don't know. I think indefinitely. I think that would be really cool. I mean, here's the thing. I don't know if I would want to see people die around me, my loved ones and things like that. That would be really hard.
Everybody would have to also be living that long.
We've sort of seen that portrayed in movies from time to time, where the person who has, you know, the ability to never die talks about how they've lost everyone. Yeah. Over and over and over again.
You and I have a shared connection in the sense that we both did little mini documentaries on cryonics. And that whole world fascinated me in the sense of just, you know, people they call it life extension, but it's like, if all this science worked out perfectly, would just like, what is the goal? Like, you just want to live indefinitely? Because one, that's not possible because the universe is going to end at some point, you know?
Yeah.
So,
like, I wouldn't want to live long enough to see that.
sure. So there's there's an outer limit.
I don't want to live long enough to see the world explode and that be the end of it.
So you'd be good with a couple billion years and that would be it, right?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I think that I'm just fascinated by life.
What if you could look 25 the entire time?
I don't like the way I looked at 25. Isn't that funny?
What age would you pick?
Right now.
Right now?
Yeah.
That's very healthy of you.
Right now.
Yeah.
I mean, and if I was pressed to pick something other than right now, I'd say 41. Only because I'm tired right now.
That's how old I am. I'm 41.
Right before kids. But no, right now, I actually like the way I look the most.
Even the way your body functions, like, do you have aches and pains and joints and stuff? Like,
every day.
You would take those?
Yeah.
You see,
yeah,
I'm happy with the way I look now, but I would go 25 just for the energy and the like aches and pains of the body.
My body felt the best at 39.
Okay, interesting.
39 and 40 during COVID. When my hip dysplasia gave me my tears in my my hips, that I think was when I think I got really frustrated with my body because I can't run anymore. And it sucks. I miss running. And my hips hurt every day.
So you want to be 39 and live for a billion years?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Speaking of past episodes, Paulina had a hip replacement and I asked her, like, you know, and she's like, pain-free.
Interesting.
Walk in the day after, you know? And I feel like I'm trying to weigh when you do that because I know that they only last for a certain amount of time. So do you spend the next 10 years in chronic pain, waiting to get to that first hip, you know, so it lasts, you know, until the end of your life?
Yeah.
Or do you have two and just say, fuck it, I don't want to live in pain right now. Let's do a hip replacement at 45. I'll bounce right back. And then I'll be without pain and I could probably run again, which I miss so much.
I know two people that have gotten them. One of them got it in his early 40s. And the other one was Allison, my girlfriend's dad, who got it. Not Allison, her dad.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Got it in his 60s.
Okay.
So, and he's back to normal.
Amazing.
Everything's good. Yeah.
Amazing.
So,
anyway,
women should post more sexy pictures on the internet. That's really
they should.
needed.
Go for it. Show me your tits. Kidding. Kidding.
She said it, not me.
Unless you want to. It's your prerogative, your body, your choice.
Do whatever you want. All right. So, speaking of a body and people doing stuff with someone's body, this next clip is our friend Paul Sun-Hyung Lee talking about his lack of an action figure.
Does Carson has he has a hot toy, doesn't he?
No. This is the whole.
What does he have?
You're open. This is you're opening up a can of worms. Yes.
Because I want to know, like, were you scanned?
Yes.
Like when you were on set, they took all the pictures and they scanned you.
Yes.
So you have the ability to be turned into one.
Yes.
Am I rubbing it in or something?
No.
But I mean, your character has been in almost as many episodes as Bo.
Yeah. Not quite. But I'm in
like,
there a little
close.
Bit more than say, the Mandalorian judge, right? Who's got not one, but I think two figures. More than the fleet commander who has three figures.
Yeah.
I mean, here's a running gag. So I do have a bust from Gentle Giant, a 1/6 scale bust. It's beautiful.
Okay. It's the Gentle Giant one that I'm thinking of.
Which is great. Okay. But he's got no legs. So like Lieutenant Dan, I got no legs, right?
Got no legs. Now I'm just thinking of like, I got from no legs.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Got no legs. And I have a Black Series helmet.
That's funny. That's funny.
So
God, that's funny. I forgot about his episode. I loved that episode.
Oh, he's so great.
He's so
good.
great.
So I was Googling around, and this is clearly not official, but somebody has made a Carson Teva action figure.
You should tell him. I'm sure he knows.
I don't know. Maybe this should be his Christmas gift for you, but he's got this. I don't know if you can see this, but yeah, it's like an old school one that looks like...
Oh my God, and it looks like him.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I feel like I need to buy this.
Yeah.
Jeff, where is this?
I'll send you the link.
Send me the link. I'm buying this and I'm sending it to him.
Very affordable too. It says it's in stock, so we'll send it. But yeah, it looks very much like the old Star Wars, like the old Kenner action figures, that with the original Star Wars. So
it's happening. I'm buying that and sending it to Paul.
Outside of that, as far as I know, there hasn't been any updates on whether or not he has an official one or not.
Well, we'll see, because I know that he'll probably be in every episode because everyone loves him. Everyone wants to be around him.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that he will be like Bo and just sort of be a floater.
He would be great in, and I've just started it, but the new Star Wars show, Skeleton Crew. I don't know if you're familiar with it.
I am familiar with it. Yeah, for sure.
With Jude Law. It's very good. I was a little, I don't know, because it's like kind of for kids. But then again, all the animated stuff is technically for kids. Mm-hmm. But but this one, it's very
mosquito.
Oh, should we get some of that? That's what we should have brought in on some of this with some of our better.
That's why my ankle's itching. Well, fuck me, man. God damn it.
Are you badly allergic to them?
Yes.
Uh-oh. Do you need to go take some Benadryl?
No, not that allergic. It just will blow up the size of a pancake.
Yeah, but that might be a good excuse to go take a nap, Oh, I got bit by a mosquito. I got to go take a nap.
I wish I could take a nap right now.
Anyway, I'm glad to know there's something out there. And I think Carson would be fantastic in Skeleton Crew if they felt the need to put him in there.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
We'll wrap this up with one last clip that you're aware of, but I think I just want to put this back into the universe so that...
You're going to replay the Ming one?
Yeah. Katee, how could you not know? That's my whole job here.
I need to get a shirt that says something about that.
Yeah. How could you not?
You know what? I missed an opportunity at the German convention. I saw Plo Koon, someone in cosplay, and it was a genius Plo Koon. And I almost went up and said, "Can I take a picture with you?" And I was going to post it and be like, "Found him."
That would be like...
Told you he was alive.
That might be a meme that is as popular as... I think you've been memed in one capacity that I think that's an old one, but it's the Starbuck and Starbuck at Starbucks.
Yeah.
You know that one? Yeah.
Yes.
You're familiar with that one?
Yes, I'm familiar with that
one. Okay, so we've touched on just now, we mentioned Battlestar. We've been talking a lot about Star Wars. You really want to finish the hat trick here, and we had the hookup, and this is what he said.
But I want to know what I have to do to be in Star Trek, because I need a hat trick.
Yeah,
and
you do.
I've never even auditioned for Star Trek. And I feel like maybe they think it's a little too on the nose.
Well, what about the new one? What about Starfleet Academy? Paul Giamatti's in it. It takes place 900 years into the future.
Yeah.
They could probably use a guest instructor, not unlike Starbuck.
Ooh.
I'll pitch you.
Pitch me. Tell him I'm cheap.
I won't tell him that, but I'll tell him you're good.
No.
That's my
I loved that.
Favorite line. Tell him I'm cheap. I won't tell him that. I'll tell him you're good. That's like scripted. You guys scripted that. That's perfect.
It was really funny. I love him. I really love him.
Well, has he followed through yet? Any word?
No.
Yeah.
No.
You have to hit him up again.
And I know they're actively casting because a friend of mine got an inquiry about something. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, It could still come through. Maybe this will push it through the universe again.
I also don't want to just like play one episode. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to just like be on Star Trek and be like, oh, here's an alien and here's Katee.
Right.
I don't want that. I don't want to like, blow my load on something that's not worth it. I want to like matter to Star Trek. I don't want to just like,
What would you want to be? Because you've been a fighter pilot already.
I mean, I definitely would want to be like a commander. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah. Think you could captain your own ship?
I mean, I've done it before.
Yeah, that's true. You have done it before. But in
Twice.
Starfleet, do you think you could do it?
I think that I am of the age now where I think I could play a really good captain.
Yeah.
But like I would want to play a captain sort of like Kirk though. Like maybe I'm a bit of an alien too. I don't know if I want to wear full prosthetics.
Something that doesn't require you to get there at 3 a.m. every day.
I don't want to get there at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
When speaking of Star Trek, when I was dating Carl, I was on set for that one last Star Trek that they did. And Sophia Boutella had to get to work. Like I remember that we would all be out drinking and she would literally have to leave and they would pick her up and it would be like midnight and they'd be taking her to work to put her in prosthetics. And maybe it was midnight. I might be misremembering, but it was definitely, we were all still out. And they would literally be picking her up. And then Carl would go to work the next day and she would still be there.
Yeah.
Like, and they had a body double. So, they could get her out. That is the benefit of being in prosthetics as well, is that they can sort of like a helmet in Mandalorian. You can get downtime because they can double you pretty easily.
Was there do you get paid more for that time?
I don't know. Like for pain and suffering?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. I've never had to negotiate something like that. Everything's negotiable in a contract. So, you might get paid more. I got paid more for showing my boob in Riddick.
Just one. You get paid per boob.
Just one in a 3 to 5 second push in.
Yeah.
I think it was worth 20 grand.
Hey, that's 40 grand together. That's a new car.
Right? Yeah.
So Jonathan said some kind of instructor. Let's push that to you're an instructor at Starfleet Academy that used to be a pilot, and then through some plot device you're forced to go back out, and you're the one who wants to be retired, but you just get pulled back in.
They pull me back in.
Yeah.
Maybe my kid died, so I got like some drama. You know what I mean? Like I can't go back.
Now you are not only pitching yourself, you're pitching the whole storyline.
Yeah. It's true.
Well, that's all the clips I got. That's everything I've got for this episode.
That's all we've got? It was fun. I forgot about some of that stuff.
Yeah.
What I've really loved about the mornings on Tuesday watching the episodes is it's an opportunity to rewatch the episode again, because a lot of times I'm listening to the episode in 2 times speed so I can get through it really quick to get the edits to you guys and things like that. So it's nice to actually sit and watch it again.
Yeah.
So
they're good.
Yeah.
People should check it out.
People should check it out. I'm really excited for next year. Who do you think our guest should be that we want to go after that we might never get?
I mean, if we're sticking in the Star Trek world, somebody we could probably get. I would love to talk to LeVar Burton.
I would love to talk to LeVar.
Patrick Stewart, obviously.
Patrick would be great.
Yeah. Anybody from that cast. I mean,
Jerry Ryan would be fun.
Jerry Ryan would be incredible. I'm blanking on her name right now, but she played Dr. Crusher. What's her name?
Oh yeah. Gates McFadden.
Gates McFadden. I love her.
I could
She's
have
so
Gates.
great.
I already asked her to be on the show, actually.
I'm just doing the entire.
You know who Terry Metalis is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Terry's going to come on the show.
Incredible.
So that'll be interesting to talk to him
He
about.
is the person you need to pitch your storyline to.
He is. I'm actually friends with him, right?
Yeah.
This is the problem, is that
you're like, so Jonathan said I could be in the new show.
I'll do it when he's on there.
Yeah.
I'll do it when
if you don't do it, I'll be your agent and I'll do it for you.
It's funny. Like it's nepotism is a big part of this industry. Of course, it's very much who you know, and
but Jonathan is not actually your dad. He just is kind of like a dad.
And I didn't have anybody. I have no family members in the industry, and I never networked. I never did that networking thing because I was always working. I was always busy. I didn't. It's hard to keep up with people. I've never been good at that. And I think I should have been better at it. So if I could go back in time and actually keep in touch with people I worked with, purely selfishly so they would hire me again, I probably should have.
Well, you got 1 billion years to figure it out. So
There you go. Well, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too. It's been great. And I think Happy New Year to everybody that listens. It goes without saying, but for you, Katee, so I'll say it, that are the people who listen to the show are the reason we have all these nice numbers to talk about and why we have that beautiful plaque behind Katee. So thank you to everybody that's stuck around and watched it.
We need another one that says 1 million. We'll get there.
And we'll have a bunch of exciting new stuff happening in 2025.
2025 is going to be epic. I turned 45 in 2025.
45 and 25.
What? And my husband turns 35.
35. Yeah, my girlfriend turns 35. I turn 42, which is the answer. If you're a fan of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, 42 is the answer to the ultimate question. We just don't know what the question is.
I don't know the Hitchhiker's Guide. I need to. I've never read it.
Great. It's fantastic.
I shall do that.
All right.
This has been great. You guys, send us your comments and all of your good stuff to the Sackhoff Show at gmail.com. Have an absolutely amazing, safe New Year's Eve. Don't be stupid. Don't drive drunk. And take care of yourselves. And I can't wait to see you all back here next Tuesday in 2025. And that's what's up.